Our mission today is to explore some analysis based on the Millionaire Next Door, kind of, uncovering why a massive salary doesn't actually guarantee wealth.
Right. And we're going to look at how you can accurately measure your true financial health.
Yeah, exactly. So to kick things off, just imagine a doctor, a lawyer, or maybe a corporate executive earning anywhere from like $300,000 to $500,000 a year.
Which sounds amazing on the surface.
It does, but behind closed doors, they have zero investments, enormous debt, and are just living completely paycheck to paycheck.
Literally one job loss away from total financial ruin.
It's wild to think about. I mean, we tend to conflate how much money someone makes with how much wealth they actually have.
Well, yeah, because income is really just the raw material. Your net worth is the actual product. A massive paycheck doesn't mean much if you aren't manufacturing that final product.
Right, and we all know the basic trap here, which is lifestyle inflation. Someone gets promoted to regional manager and suddenly they pull up in a leased BMW.
It's a cliche for a reason, but the research points out a distinct group that falls into this trap the hardest. They're called the income statement affluent.
Income statement affluent, so they look incredibly rich on paper.
Exactly. They have the impressive job title, the high income, the massive house, but their balance sheets are hovering dangerously close to zero. The spending just entirely consumes the income.
Okay, so it's easy to say we should track wealth over income, but INCAR is the only metric most of us see on a regular basis. How do you actually calculate the invisible to know where you stand?
There is a surprisingly simple formula to measure this. You take your age, multiply it by your gross annual income, and divide that number by 10. The result is your expected net worth.
Age times gross annual income divided by 10.
Yeah.
Okay, so if we take a 45-year-old earning $250,000 a year, their expected net worth should be, let's see, $1.125 million.
Spot on. So if they only have, say, $200,000 saved, they are falling way behind the curve. They're categorized as underaccumulator of wealth or a UAW.
UAW, got it.
Contrast that with a 45-year-old making just $70,000 a year, but who has managed to save $500,000. That person is a prodigious accumulator of wealth. Net worth completely removes the illusion of the paycheck and levels the playing field.
And that wealth scoreboard actually dictates everyday decisions you wouldn't expect, like why a supposedly great neighborhood can quietly bankrupt you.
Oh, absolutely. When you buy a house in an affluent zip code, you are immediately surrounded by high-level consumers.
And since humans are deeply wired to match the consumption of the people around them,
You end up in trouble. You might just want a nice house, but then you look at your driveway and feel the invisible pressure to upgrade your car to match your neighbor's Porsche.
but the irony is that the neighbor with the Porsche is probably drowning in debt to keep up that appearance themselves.
The pressure to spend is relentless, invisible, and incredibly expensive. You end up draining your own wealth to compete with neighbors who are functionally broke. You're adopting their spending habits just by living next to them.
Okay, so applying this to your own personal finances really comes down to 3 immediate actions to widen the gap between your income and your spending. First, calculate your expected net worth using that formula.
Age times income divided by 10.
Right. And be brutally honest with yourself about where you stand.
Second, audit your lifestyle inflation. Look back over the last 5 years and track exactly where your extra money went every time your income went up.
And third, stop obsessing over optimizing your income and start optimizing your savings rate instead. The percentage of your income that you actually keep matters far more than the number on your paycheck.
Shifting your focus from earning to retaining is the only way to actually build that final product of wealth, rather than just endlessly increasing the raw material.
Absolutely. To wrap up our deep dive today, I want to leave you with a final thought to explore on your own. If your net worth is the ultimate scoreboard and you spend decades quietly optimizing your savings instead of signaling wealth.
What happens next?
Exactly. What happens to your definition of success when you reach retirement and realize you never actually learned how to enjoy spending the wealth you've hoarded?
That is a tough question.
Something to ponder. Catch you on the next